Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Progress with number 32 in the series Viewers Games. This one is from the Netherlands. Hello, my name is Joris. I played a 15+10 game on chess.com and I think it could be a nice game for your Viewers Game series. I was white and I played the Ruy Lopez. My opponent played the Morphy defense, which I had never faced before. This meant that I got out of the opening with a worse position and then, well, let's stop reading what Joris wrote to me, because I do not want to spoil the fun by telling you the result. Let's have a look at Joris's game. Joris opened e4, e5 from his opponent, knight f3, knight c6 and bishop b5, the Spanish the Ruy Lopez. d6, c3, a6, bishop a4, b5, bishop c2, bishop g4, Joris castled, queen f6 from his opponent, and now Joris played d4. Now we have to see if that is a safe move. It is attacked 3 times by the pawn, by the knight and by the queen, and it's defended 3 times by the pawn, by the knight and by the queen. But there's one little problem, is that one of the defenders is a pinned piece. The knight cannot move because then white loses his queen. So it is not really protected well enough and black can win a pawn here. There's different ways you can do this. Black decided to first take on f3, take the defender from the d4 pawn away. Queen takes, and g takes, and now black wins a pawn. E takes d4, c takes d4, and knight takes d4. Black is a pawn up. Bishop d3 from Joris. Straight away he gives a second pawn. He did not protect the f3 pawn. Black said thank you very much and took on f3 with check. King h1 and black castled queenside, and that is a very odd move. The king looks a lot safer on the king side. There's a lot more pawn protection there. So developing the king side first and then castling king side would have been more logical. Joris played a4, the right thing to do. He's 2 pawns down, but he has to find some compensation and he's trying to open lines against the enemy's king. c6 from black, knight c3, knight f6. Here Joris decides to bring his bishop into play, bishop g5, but missed something, and so did his opponent, who played bishop e7, protecting the knight and developing the bishop. Both players had missed the backward knight move. Knight f3 takes g5, that piece was unprotected on g5. Sometimes backwards moves are difficult to see. Okay, let's move on swiftly. Here Joris took on f6. Yes, his bishop was hanging, so he had to do something about that. But swapping a piece when you're material down, when you're 2 pawns down in this case, is not very advisable. You only should swap pieces if you can get an advantage from it. In this case, swapping the piece only helps black, because if black can simplify the position, then the 2 pawns that he's ahead will start to weigh more heavily. So bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, rook fc1, king b7, knight d1, and d5 from black. I think a move like rook h e8 is more logical, developing that last piece. All pieces want to be at the party, all pieces want to take part in the game, and rook h e8 is a very logical move. Joris took on d5 and black could have taken back. Let's have a look. He could have taken with the c pawn, c takes d5, but then there is a takes b5, a takes b5, and the b5 pawn is hanging and white has successfully opened lines to black's king. You can also try rook takes d5, but then there is bishop e4 with a nasty fork. So black had probably seen that and he decided not to take back on d5, but play knight e1 instead, hitting white's bishop. Bishop went to e2, but Joris could have taken on c6 first with check, an in-between move. He did not have to save his bishop straight away. D takes c6 check, takes another pawn off the board, and was the right move in this position. After the king goes to c7, then there is bishop f1, and the position is about equal. After the move from the game, bishop e2, now black brought that last piece into the game, rook he8. He could have taken on d5 instead to remain the 2 pawns up. After rook he8, white played, Joris played knight e3, and now the stray knight on e1 is attacked. Black played bishop takes b2, forking both rooks, and now Joris plays the in-between move, d takes c6 check, good move. King c7, rook takes e1, bishop takes a1, and rook takes a1, and the smoke has cleared. Black has a rook and a pawn for bishop and knight. The position is about even. Rook d2 from black, rook e1 from Joris, protecting his bishop. And here black could and should have taken on a4 with a better position. He played f5 with the idea f4 to kick the knight so that the bishop would be hanging. White played bishop f3, and now a big mistake from black, king d6. Joris did not see it, he took on b5, but the tactic you should really see here is knight takes f5 check. And it's not only check, but the rook on e1 is now attacking the unprotected rook on e8. And black does not have a move to take the king out of the check and protect the rook at the same time. So white wins a full rook here. Joris played 8 takes b5. That pawn was taken back. Of course, if black would have seen the tactic, he could have played king c7, but then white is also winning after b6 check, because you cannot take that pawn because of knight c4 check with the same trick. Check on the king, and the rook on e8 is unprotected. After black took back on b5, Joris saw the tactic. He took on f5 with check, king c7, rook takes e8, winning a full rook. Rook takes f2 from black. 2 white pieces are lined up, that's also a tactic, but white has many ways to solve this problem. Bishop e4 is one of them. h5, knight takes g7, takes another pawn. h4, king g1, rook f7, knight e6 check, king d6, and the last move of the game, c6, c7, and that pawn is going to queen. Good win from Joris. Losing a pawn, losing another pawn, but coming back, creating some complications, and in the end his opponent fell for a tactic which cost him a full rook. Well played, Joris. Good game. Thank you very much for sharing it, and keep studying tactics. It's a very important part of the game. And also, one other learning point from this game, as far as I'm concerned, is that bishop takes f6 move. When you exchange a piece, you have to have an idea behind it. Don't exchange just for the sake of exchanging. Only exchange pieces if it gives you something concrete, if it gives you an advantage. Hope you enjoyed Joris' game. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess2Progress channel. Please leave a comment, and if you liked the video, it would be great if you could share it on social media. You also may want to check out my Chess2Impress channel. The link is in the description box. This is Rick from Chess2Progress. Thank you for watching.